Welcome to my bike journey on the Great Allegheny Passage and the C&O Trail. Follow along with me as I make my way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. Today, on day 9 and the last day of the trip, we'll travel from Leesburg, Virginia into the heart of Washington, D.C. We'll pedal for close to 40 miles. The trail continues to descend towards our final destination. I'll cover the day's journey as well as a few interesting points along the way, including the 0 mile marker and my journey to the rental car counter for my return trip home. Good morning. This is day 9 of the trip, and here we are early in the morning at the Comfort Suites in Leesburg, Virginia, ready to start our last day to Washington, D.C.
What's up? Here we go.
Okay, back on our way to
Best West. Come on.
White's Ferry this morning, and I'm with my friends. Say your name? Tim and
Ron Solosky.
Ron, and met up with them at Paw Paw Tunnel, actually.
Yes.
And they spent the night up in Little Orleans with me, and just met them again this morning in Leesburg. Okay, getting the bikes, and the ferry is on the way. Back on White's Ferry this morning, and we've got just about 35 miles today to DC, our final destination.
Hi, my name's Tim Russell. I'm from St. Augustine, Florida.
Hi, my name's Ron Solosky. I'm from Wimber, Pennsylvania.
35 miles to go. Day 9, on my way to Georgetown, Washington, D.C., and mile marker 0. About 14 miles in this morning. Getting near some population centers. You can tell there's lots of runners and bikers. Found this tree down on the trail, had to carry the bike over that, but other than that, the trail's in really good shape this morning. Just a couple little shout outs this morning. First, a big hello to Matthew and Sonia and Justin and Nicholas, and thanks for following along and watching. Big thanks to Tina, my wife, who's patient enough and holds down the fort while I'm doing my little adventures. And then finally, a big thanks to Noble Invention Bike Touring. Sarah and Ann were just wonderful through this entire process. You know, do you need to use a service to book this trip? Well, probably not. If you're doing it like me, you could do your own reservations, but they offer so much more. You know, luggage transfer and bike rental and daily excursions and things like that. But I'll tell you, it's really nice to know that somebody's taking care of all your reservations. I arrive, it's already paid for, don't have to worry about that, and you have a number to call during trail hours that if something goes wrong or you need some help, there's somebody there for you. So highly recommend them. Look them up. Noble Invention Bike Tours. We're gonna have some tree trouble, I guess. I just saw a runner who said there's gonna be lots of trees down. So we came to a sign that said the trail was closed, and we decided to go anyhow because there's just, I have another choice really. So some locals said it's just trees down. So continue on, here's what happened. What kind of storm came through this area, but there are just trees down left and right. Just don't have any other choice. Got to get through it, and so there's a lot of lifting and going around little stuff like this. We got another one up ahead. 20 miles in this morning. We had about a 3-mile section that theoretically was closed, but didn't know a detour, so went through. There were a dozen or so very large trees across the trail. And if you look, when a tree falls, you don't have a lot of room, obviously, to the left because of the canal. And to the right is usually a steep drop off to the river. So really the only way to do it was go over them. And in some places you could just make it around. So a good thing my buddies Ron and Tim came along, and we kind of helped each other carry the bikes over the bigger trees. What a pain. It was a lot of work, like cyclocross. Okay, around 22 miles in this morning, came across this overlook. That was the area we went through this morning where all the trees were down. So it was about 3 miles that was closed. The Great Falls Tavern, about 22 miles in. Of about 6 locks right along this falls over here, all in pretty good shape. The trail is getting a lot more congested. We're only 14 miles from DC. 5 miles away from DC, and it's been a really good journey. It's gonna be a little sad to see it end, but in a way it's gonna be nice to take a day's rest maybe. We'll get back in touch after we try to find the elusive mile marker 0. Three miles to go, and I'm on the C&O Trail, and that trail down there I think is the Capitol Crescent Trail, which parallels my trail for a mile. So all of a sudden you rise off the trail and we're in Washington, DC. Just under a mile to go to mile marker 0, and this is the switch over to the other side of the canal for about the next mile. Yeah, now on the bridge going over the trail. Nice shot down the canal, and you can see the trail to the left along the wall. Yeah, so you would not want to get off to your right here. You're gonna fall a few feet into the canal. Very old industrial. You can still see some of the canal. This is Georgetown, as I continue to follow the canal to my right now. Okay, I'm off the towpath now, and I'm heading towards Thompson's Boat Center. I do believe I'm going the right direction. Should be a right up here into a parking lot. Okay, into the parking lot, and there's the river, and to my left is Thompson's Boat Center, and this kind of seems right. There's a little path. So there it is, the elusive mile marker 0. Lock 1 of the canal and the Potomac River, and a marker that says mile 0. So just another view of mile marker 0 from across the creek. I do believe that's the Watergate Hotel. And if it is the Watergate Hotel, that starts to make a little bit more sense. I'm making my way over towards the White House, and full visibility mode, headlight, tail light. Well, I guess this kind of makes it official. I'm really in Washington. So it was a great trip. Looking forward to my next one. Now to go find the rental car counter.